Check out the link in the description below and you can find a worksheet that goes along with this lesson. In this lesson, we're going to take a look at playing 3 string scales in first position in many common keys that we often play on the ukulele. And we're also going to start to understand how these scales can relate to learning what key signatures and key centers are. So if you're playing a song in the key of F, you'll know where the notes are in that key, or the key of A, or the key of D, F, C, also G. We're going to look at those basic keys. And let's start in the key of C. It's very, very comfortable in first position because if you play a nice C chord, your C scale starts on the 3rd string with a C and ends in the high string 3rd fret with a C. It's a nice, very full 1 octave scale position. And so I'm using low G here, but high G works as well. We're not going to play any notes in the 4th string. You have scale tones there, of course, that you can keep adding in. But I just want to focus, just to start memorizing where the notes are, I just want to focus on the top 3 strings. And in order to hear the keys and really be clear about this, our goal is 1, to play the open position chord first, and then 2, to play the scale starting on the note that names the scale. As I mentioned when we play C, the 3rd string open. There's home bass. That's the lowest pitch you have if you have a high G tuning, right? That's going to be your low C. Middle C on the music staff, 1 ledger line below the staff. Now, each of these fingerings we're going to play mainly in first position. Couple of the keys you'll notice, the key of D in particular, we're going to do a position shift. But all the other scales, we're just going to stay right in first position. That means your first finger is assigned to all the notes in the 1st fret, then 2nd finger for 2nd fret, 3rd finger for 3rd, 4th for 4th fret. And I want you to start thinking of these scales as fingerings and numbers. Right hand, I'm going to be using index and middle to alternate. You could also use your thumb to play all these notes. This is more about left hand memorization and getting familiar with what these keys are. So let's look at the formula for a C scale. Thinking of numbers, I'm going to use 0 and 1, 2, 3. And the formula from the 3rd string is 0, 2, meaning open string to 2nd fret with 2nd finger, then 0, 1, 3 on the 2nd string, 0, 2, 3 on the high string, 0, 2, 0, 1, 3, 0, 2, 3. Just take a moment, let that settle in. Try to memorize that. Each of these scales you can memorize as a fingering. It's really going to help you. So 0, 2, 0, 1, 3, 0, 2, 3. 0, 2, 0, 1, 3, 0, 2, 3. Those are the frets that I played. The 0 is open string. And also the left-hand fingerings, right? So play the C chord. Then let's try the scale. The notes are C, then 2nd fret D, 2nd string open E, 1st fret F, 3rd fret G, high string open A, 2nd fret B, 3rd fret C, then play your chord. Perfect 1 octave C scale. You can work your way down as well. I want you to memorize those fingerings, memorize the note names, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Get real comfortable so you can jump around. Where's an F? Where's a B? Where's a G? Where's an A? Where's a D? Where's a B? Just get comfortable jumping around so that you can know where your notes are. And so this key of C, the key signature doesn't have any sharps or flats. It's just all natural notes. To change key, let's go to the key of F, for example. It's very close to C. It just introduces 1 different pitch. The note B is lowered a fret. That's a B flat. You make a note flat by lowering it 1 step or 1 fret lower than it is. That works until you hit an open string. Then you have to find where it is on the next string down. So for A, for example, would be the 5th fret. A flat would be 1 fret lower than that, the 4th fret. So the key of F has 1 flat in the key signature. It's a flat key. And sometimes when you're playing in a band, someone will point 1 down, that means the key of F. 2 down, that's B flat. 1 up, that's G. There's a shortcut, especially with jazz, that they tell you what key you're in by just giving you numbers pointing up or down, flat or sharp. So B flat would be one down, it's that, or the key of F, it would be that B flat note we add. So for our formula for C, remember it was 0, 2, 0, 1, 3, 0, 2, 3. We're just going to make that into a 1, 3. So now the second string and the high string have the same fingering. Very easy to remember. 0, 2, 0, 1, 3, 0, 1, 3. But the important thing here is we're starting there and ending on a C. I want you to start and end on an F. So let's first play an F chord. Get the sound in your ear. Remember where the note F was? First fret of the second string. Let me play the scale ascending, then descending all the way to C, then back to F. Now we really sound like we're very comfortably in the key of F. And we added that B flat on the first fret of the high string. Everything else is the same as a C scale. Let's try that together. F on the second string, first fret, then G, A, B flat, C, then back down. B flat, A, G, F. We're going to keep going down. Open E, second string, D on the third string, second fret, C, back up, D, E, and then F. Play the chord. That is the key of F. With each of these, spend some time playing up and down the scale, naming the notes, playing the chord, finding the root, the note that names the key, that F note in this case. Let it sink in. Then play some songs you know in the key and see how that scale works beautifully within the key. And we're going to be doing a lot of that. I'll introduce songs in all these keys for you so you can get comfortable with this. Next, we're going to add, instead of a flat, a sharp. If we add one sharp to the key signature, we get the key of G. The note that we make sharp is F. We just played an F. We're very comfortable where that is now. To make a note sharp, just go up one fret. There's F sharp. That's going to be what we call a leading tone, which leads us to our key of G. So going back to the C formula, 0, 2, 0, 1, 3, 0, 2, 3. We're just changing the second string. 0, 2, 0, 2, 3, and then 0, 2, 3 on the top two strings. So it's very close to the key of F, where we play the same thing across the strings. We're just, instead of playing the first fret notes, we're playing the second. Play the note G, third fret. Now play the scale starting from that note G, A, B, C, back down, F sharp, second fret, then all the way down like we've done before, then back up to the G, play the chord. And there you have it. There's a key of G in first position on the top three strings. So remember that formula. Now we're playing zeros on all strings, 2 on all strings, and 3 on the top two strings. 0, 2, 0, 2, 3, 0, 2, 3. Home bass is the third fret of the second string. Now if we add another sharp, we're going to get to the key of D. And that note that's sharp in each of these progressive keys as we add another sharp is always going to be one note lower than whatever the new key is. So D, one note lower, is a C sharp. First fret of the third string. Play that note. See how it's just one fret higher than a C natural, the third string open where we started. Now that's going to be a leading tone. It's going to sound really weird until we establish, okay, here's the key of D, here's our home bass. There's a D chord, 2, 2, 2, 0. The note is D on the third string, second fret. Now I'm going to play everything I did with the G scale and then go back to that D. But on the high string, I have to, change the C to a C sharp here as well. So we have a C sharp on the third string as well as the high string. So if I play all those notes, and relate that to a D chord, then we get the key of D. So the formula is 1, 2, now on the third string, 0, 2, 3 on the second, and 0, 2, 4 on the high string. That leading tone, it really wants to just creep up one more fret to the fifth fret. And that's really nice to add to the key of D. And that's where we could do a position shift. We could play on the high string 0, 2, 4, 5 using first finger on the 2nd fret, 3rd on the 4th fret, and pinky on the 5th. Nice D major scale there. So now at the key of D, we have an F sharp and a C sharp in the key signature. Next step up, and the last one we'll look at in this introduction here. We won't get deeper into the other sharp keys with more than 3 sharps. We're going to go to A. And so one note below A, the next letter down would be G in the scale. Make it a G sharp. That's going to be the 4th fret of the 2nd string. Every other note is the same as what we did in the key of D. So if I play an A chord now, 2, 1, 0, 0, high string open is our home bass if we're using the top 3 strings. Also the 2nd fret of the 4th string, that's a really important note for A, that's a home bass. It's a root note. Now our scale. If I end on the high string open, we're really going to hear the key of A. I'll ascend, then all the way down, then back up. And there you have it. So now this key signature has an F sharp, a C sharp, and a G sharp in there as well. There's that leading tone, 1 fret away. So let's try that A scale together. Ready? Play. From A, then B, C sharp, back down, B, A, G sharp, 4th fret of the 2nd string, F sharp, E, D, C sharp, back up, D, A, or E, then F sharp, G sharp, and then we get to A on the high string. Then you can play the chord. So those notes give us the key of A. If we explored further with flat keys, we just looked at F. The second flat you'd add would be the note E flat, and that would give us the key of B flat. Then you'd add one more flat, and it would be that would get us the key of E flat. That would be an A flat note. So you can keep going, but I want to avoid a lot of the flat keys. The sharp keys fall under the fingers more comfortably in first position, just for starters. So just mainly work on the key of C, F, G, D, and A. And that's a lot of information based on just a simple set of fingerings that you can use in first position. So what you do is just each scale, don't move on until you've really memorized your C scale. And you can move up and down, it feels comfortable, and you can really hear how it relates to the C chord. Then introduce the next key and work your way through. We're going to study a system called the cage system that uses all these open position chords in higher positions. And what's a great thing is once you know this, these scale shapes can move. You just cover where those open strings are and you can find higher positions. For example, if I did an F scale, 2 frets higher, I play the F shape, hey, I'm in the key of G. 1 fret higher, G sharp. Same formula. And so I use this all the time in improvising, writing music, learning melodies. I'm thinking of these shapes as they relate to chords and numbering system with the left hand. So have fun exploring your 3-string scales in open position, and I'll see you soon.